You can see some of these character artists over at the artist stage later this afternoon. You can catch Rob Sevilla and John McConnell. They'll be doing demonstrations of how we make weapons and some armor pieces. I will. So, as we planned to add the Pandaren, we looked back to what we had done before. These are those examples of our concepts and creatures that we'd had in Warcraft before. As you notice, some of them are cute and cuddly. Some of them are fierce. Most of these concepts were done by Chris Metzen and Sammy. Even a dark version of the Pandaren. So this is our model from 5 years ago. You know, it was good, but Chris redefined how he wanted to see them today. So here we're going to see adding the gloves, boots, and other geosets needed for dressing up pandas. And here they are wearing some of the new clothes and old clothes. Notice the faces, they're very expressive. Gangster bear. All right, so here are the Hozu. They're one of the enemies of the Pandaren. They're a crazed monkey race. And here we have the Verming. They're an obnoxious rabbit-like creature with a vegetable-worshipping fetish. And this is how some of our artists envision the new Mantid. Okay, so those are some of the new races going into the new expansion, but the character team's been working on creatures for both the expansion and the upcoming 4.3 patch. And here's a small collection of their recent work. I mentioned armor sets earlier. In the past 6 months, we've made raid sets, dungeon sets, PvP season sets, and starting Pandaren sets. We made between 3 and 5 color variations of every set. So in that 6-month time, we've added more than 100 new armor set looks. I'm also the lead technical artist. And this is the tech art team. Tech artists are the unsung heroes of game art development. They make tools and define processes that allow artists to focus on making great art. One of the many roles that a tech artist can have is that of a rigger. A rigger is a person who puts bones and specialized controls onto a model that animators then use to bring creatures and characters to life. The Pandaren has our most modern rig with an amazing facial system that allows for great amounts of personality and expression to be placed on top of already incredible animations.
Creating over 800 animations per expansion, which is a daunting number because animation is a lot of hard work. So one of the things we try to do with animation is that even though all these guys are working on the same, and girls are working on the same, or I'm sorry, women are working on the same animation at the same time, we want to make sure that the end game looks like one person made all of the animation for one character. So at any one given time, every animator in the bullpen will be working on, say, the Pandaren or the Mantid or any one race, and they all work together as a group to make sure that this stuff is coming together and looking consistent. This is a little bit of a movement animation, and we wanted to break it out and kind of show you guys against a white screen what we've done recently to kind of upgrade our character animation system. We have an awesome rigger. Alexis Mead has done a fantastic job making these guys come to life. Blue talked a little bit about that. Here you can see how it all came out. One of the new things that we're really excited about is squash and stretch, as well as almost 10 times the number of bones in the face that we previously had in older character models. So what that allows us to do is get the expressions that you'll probably see if you're in his face as he's jumping around. And also, if you watch his belly when he's running around doing this stuff, you can see that jiggle. We weren't previously able to do that, and it's opened up a whole new realm of stuff we can accomplish with animation. And he's bored with what I'm saying, so he's going to meditate. So that's the conversation animation. One of the things that's super important with these guys especially, but characters in general, is nailing the silhouette. These monk animations illustrate that point against this white background because the animators worked really hard to make sure that in any viewpoint you could really tell the breakdown in the silhouette of what the character is actually doing. These attack animations have to happen within a second, so they're working really hard to get across exactly what the character's doing in that short period of time. And I'd like to say that that they filmed me doing this stuff for reference, but unfortunately it was a combination of a couple people on the team who are a little bit better at martial arts than I am, and then studying, you know, cool Shaolin style martial arts and that kind of stuff. You can tell I'm well practiced on this animation bit, right? So unarmed combat was very important to us. We wanted to make sure that it had that really cool kind of Shaolin Kung Fu monk style. And then all of a sudden they have to have this weapon. And game animation is interesting because not only do these things have to work with unarmed combat, but all of a sudden they have to hold a sword or hold a staff. So a challenge for the animation team is making sure that the animations they do in unarmed combat come through when they're holding a weapon. And this is sort of illustrating exactly what that's doing. You can see all these animations if you play the demo. It's kind of a breakdown of exactly what we've done for the basic animation so far. This is our effects team, essentially. So what we're trying to do here is show that using the claw system, we want to get a much more dynamic relationship between the character and the effects that are happening, so that when he's casting and doing his summoning, you can actually see it affecting the character a lot more than it ever has before. And while you're watching these last 10 seconds, I just want to congratulate my mom for hitting level 80 before she came to visit us at BlizzCon.